Hello, today we're going to take a look at creating a quick report inside of Stonefield Query for AccountMate. Creating a quick report is an easy process. Stonefield Query allows you to step through it using a wizard by clicking on the New button, selecting your type of report, which is Quick Report. In the first step, you always need to give the report a name. So we're just going to call this AR Invoices. In this particular step, you can choose what folder you want the report to go into. So I could click the drop down and say, you know what, I want to put this into Stonefield Query Videos. The module, to avoid having to see the mass amount of tables that exist inside of the AccountMate system, all we would do is choose what area we want to report on. Here I'm going to choose Accounts Receivable. I may also choose to place some comments in this box, letting other users know what this report is designed to do. Once I go ahead and click Next, I'm going to make this window a little bit bigger also. This is the area where we choose what we want to see on the report and what particular area or table to choose from. So the first table we're going to choose is AR Invoices. I'm going to find AR Invoices, and now I'm presented with every single field in AR Invoices. So I'm going to grab a few fields here, my bill to company. Couple shortcuts you can utilize here are just beginning to type. When I'm beginning to type, I hit IN and it took me down to invoice because I want to choose the invoice number and also the invoice date. Now, Stonefield Query allows you to select data from multiple tables. What I'm going to choose is the AR Invoices line items. And now I'm presented with all the fields from the accounts receivable invoice line items. Here I'm going to go ahead and start selecting some fields. I'm going to grab the item number. We'll grab item description. I'm going to grab my shipping quantity, my subtotal amount, back up to my extended cost, and then also I want to see my profit. Now I've added fields to the report. I'm going to go ahead and just hit preview. This way we can take a look at what the report looks like right out of the gate just by choosing the fields. In this video, I'm running a demo database of data for AccountMate. You probably would not want to do this without going to the next step and narrowing down your data set. I wanted to do this to illustrate what the data set looks like, and you can see that it's not formatted in a format that is easy to read. Well, you can make some easy changes by closing the window and going back to your designer. First thing we're going to do is double click on Bill to Company, or you could also hit the Properties button down here. Here you could change the headings. What we're going to focus on for Bill to Company is grouping. We're going to group on this field and we're going to show the count. This way, for every single company, we only see that company once. Something else we can do, we could take our number fields, like profit, and we can click on Format and change summary from none to some. I'm going to do this for my cost, subtotal amount, and shipping quantity. This way when we run the report, we're going to get overall totals per bill to company. I'm going to go ahead and click on Next. So when you're creating your report, typically you would want to narrow down your data set. Reason being, you have all this data in your database and you want to get a specific segment of data. I'm going to filter out information that I want to see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and say from AR Invoices, I uncheck Show All Fields. This only shows me what I've added to the report. So I say Invoice Number. I'm going to say does not equal, and under Values, I'm going to put in a 0. Now you may want to put in a range of invoice numbers. You may want to put in a date range also. That's typically something you would do. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to click Add. And from AR invoices, I'm going to grab my invoice date. Now inside of where it says operator, make some easy choices. We have is between. Is between allows you to select a date range. When you click ask at runtime, it'll ask you for a date range. Next step in the report would be sorting. By default, it's going to sort via the bill to company. And then let's say we want to sort via invoice date. All we have to do is either click the triangle or double click on the field. And now it's going to sort alphabetically by bill to company and then via the invoice date. And it's going to go in ascending order. Should you want to change that to descending order, you certainly can. Now you could do other sorts just by adding other fields, and they would become secondary sorts. The header of the report by default is always going to be what you name the report. You could come in and change this to whatever you want. You can also add footers. There's some options at the bottom that you can change. Main thing to focus on here is that Stonefield Query is template based. Being template based, you have the capability to easily alter one template with your company logo, your address, and use that for every single report, versus having to go and make those changes on every single report that you make. Should you want to take full control, we have the advanced layout. We don't have time to get into that in this particular video, but you can take full control and drag and drop and move the fields around. Lastly, Stonefield Query is role-based security. So basically, you create groups in users, put your users into groups, and then define what groups have the capability to run this report, modify the report, and so on. We go ahead and hit finish. Once I click on finish, the report gets written into the folder that was selected. I'm just going to go ahead and hit preview. We'll be able to see the changes that were made. Now I could come in here and I'm just going to go back a long ways. Like I said, I have a demo database installed and grab the data set. So we've grabbed a specific date range, and you can see the report looks a lot more interesting, easy to read. We're only showing the bill to company once, Access Communications, Acme Emporium. We scroll over a little bit. You can see the shipping quantities are totaled. Subtotals, extended cost, and profit is also totaled. We can see that it's sorted via the date, which was a secondary sort that we created. When we go to the end of the report, we get the overall totals at the end of the report for all records that were returned. So this concludes creating a quick report. It really is that simple inside of Stonefield Query.